Bada swing! Welcome back, everyone. Next up is something of actual quality. The FM12. Now, the FM12 was essentially meant to be a successor to the S10. We already did an S10 review on the channel. Probably got a lot of things wrong with it anyway. This particular one is a dual port version. Now, the FM12 was made by Avon, like I said, originally to replace the... No, it doesn't screw onto that.
If it did, would that be a good thing?
No, you'd suffocate.
How would I? Oh,
Anyway,
I can't move.
the FM12 was made by Avon as a successor to the S10. However, the British Army decided that they were going to go for something different. They instead went with the GSR. And fair to them, because the GSR is functional. Don't let people tell you otherwise. The GSR is perfectly acceptable. I just don't like it myself because it's expensive.
In the Soviet Union.
No, it's British, Tommy.
Oh.
And it's also current gen. It's the one we're currently using.
Oh, it's current gen.
Yeah. I don't have one though. The FM12 is technically current gen in some regards. While it wasn't taken up by the British military, it was taken up by... Can you guess?
Spanish military.
Close. No, it was taken up by British police.
ACAB. ACAB.
No, CID. Specifically firearms police as well.
Oh, can I put it on your face?
I'll be putting this one on. I ain't even letting you touch my lovely FM12.
Can
Now,
I put that where I filter on?
no,
Can I hold it?
it doesn't thread onto that mask.
I just want to hold it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to... What filter is this?
That is a NATO filter, which is why it went thread. This is GOST because why would Soviet Russia work in conjunction with NATO during the Cold War?
I see it, if I was in war, I would make every gas mask compatible. That way
Yeah, but the
less
Russians
people
didn't
would
want
live,
that.
And then less people would die.
There was also different millimeter threadings. Like there were some masks that went all the way down to 20. I think it was 20 millimeter. No, what the hell was it called? I had one. It was the L.702. I did a video on it already, so pop on down and fucking read it.
You got the 19
Anyway, so the FM12 was designed to replace the S10, and while Britain didn't take it, like I said, the police did, and other countries did as well. It is now currently, I think it's leaving. What?
It's put onto that.
Yeah, GOST will thread onto NATO masks. NATO masks will not thread. NATO filters will not thread onto GOST.
Oh, can I put
Some-
it on with the dust in it?
Some do. No, you're not wearing mine. Foreign Military 12. There is a variant of this that doesn't have the drinking tube, and I believe it has flat lenses, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I just remember it hasn't got a drinking tube, and that is called the CT12. See down here, we've got model FM12. Back onto the FM12. It's also been sized down. The lenses are a lot smaller, but they are rounded now. They're quite bulbous. I don't know if you can see it, but they do.
Bulbous.
They do protrude.
Sounds like a car.
Tommy, there's someone in the field. Be fucking quiet.
That's a car.
The PSM is a lot smaller. The exhale and the voice trumpet is smaller, and this is now round. This is your drinking tube. You pop that onto your drinking tube adapter. That pops down. Anyway, everyone knows how that works. Inside you've got your drinking tube, and you move that around, and it comes forward. Thankfully, the FM12's drinking tube is actually out of your face, unlike the S10 was. Also, most notably, the head harness is no longer rubber. It is now fabric with a skull cap, with elasticated fabric, which is good in some regards, but bad in some other regards in that it can age badly. Don't know if you can see that there, but it's going quite wavery. And I did have this one tear here. I will be repairing at some point next week, probably. Instead of having 4 sizes like the S10, it only has 3. They ditched the size 4, which was the very small, as it was pretty much useless. Sorry, manlets and small children. The British police version is single port. It can come in left or right-handed versions. This one is dual port. This is a voice emitter. Again, it helps. It's a little speech emitter that you would clip a microphone onto, that you would then attach onto a Klansman headset.
Klansman headset?
Yes. This is 40mm NATO again. So if you ever want to block your mask, wear that. A good way of telling between the Danish versions and the Netherlands version is that this is the Denmark version, I didn't choose it. I was told this was police issue, but it's not because it's dual port.
Police issue, I call it a police tissue.
Also, if it was single port, then this blanking plug would actually also say model FM12 on it, if I remember correctly. However, the Dutch variant, or the Netherlands variant, thank you, has a elongated filter port, much like on the S10. This has these shorter ports, which makes it the Danish version. I do not know what the silver numbers mean on the side. Quick release on here so that you can actually adjust them for once. I say quick release, it's quick release down here. It also now has a flat nose, it doesn't protrude as much. There's no real fucking point to that, but whatever. This one is made November, Avon UK 2003. This one is size 1, which is the extra large, or rather the large now, because it's only got 3 sizes. Fits me perfectly. Like I said, multiple different countries use this, most notably English police, and off the top of my head, Denmark and the Netherlands. However, the Netherlands are now getting rid of it in favour of some other mask that I can't remember. And Denmark will be replacing it for the FM53 or the FM54, I think. So, 40mm NATO, as you know, and some of them are dual port. Like I said, this is the Danish version. Now, anything else I should mention? When you put this on, you put it on over, and these two are always going to be slack. You can leave these already pre-done at the top. The top 4 are fine. It's the bottom 2 you're going to be doing up, which is why they have quick release. Which is why you slip it on, and you yank this, and you pull it tight. And then, when you want that, you know, undone, you just lean on that, you pull it forward, and the mask will release from your face. So if I flip this over to the front, we're going to have a look at the inside. Here's your peripheral seal. Very thin. It's a lot floppier this time around. There's your oral nasal cup. It's not pinned down like it is in the S10.
It's fun because bras are measured in cups as well.
Yeah, this one of course is size 1 as well. And here is where the air hole is, and you can see the PSM down there. Here are your glasses holders, in case you have lens inserts. Haha, Nathan. These masks, I believe, are still made some fucking parts, but don't quote me on that. You want to check if the production run has stopped, check the Wikipedia page, remind me, and I'll link it at the top of the comments. Any variant of this made after, I think it was 2006 or 2007. Go on the safe side, 2007.
Okay.
Now, the S10 had a problem with blooming, which is where this white residue comes off the mask. And you can't get it off properly. It'll take you like 2 days of scrubbing and vinegar mix and water and hot water and all that, and scrubbing with a toothbrush to get it off.
Oh, it's like cannabis blood whitening.
Kind of. I wish that I didn't have that explanation in my head. Anyway, when the FM12 blooms, if it's a post-2006 model or 2007, what you do is you place it in an oven on about, I think it was a 90-degree heat.
You preheat it with all your
No, you don't
vegetables and your
preheat it.
rice.
You put it in the oven for 90 degrees for, I think it was 10 to 15 minutes.
Then you enjoy with some asparagus and hot chili flakes.
No, you bake the bloom back in. The white goes back into the mask and just fucks off for a while. And we found that out due to an intern who was working at Avon who decided to fuck around in the storeroom and get himself fired.
I was saying a mask
No, the dude was an absolute legend though, because he was taking pictures in rare masks that we know like barely exist. He was in the storeroom taking selfies in them. Like, there's an S10 that's see-through, and he took a picture of it. Like,
That guy's a don.
Yeah, he took pictures of every FM12 variant when it was in the testing stages. Like, there's like a red one, like watermelon pink with green stripes on the cheeks. There's a yellow one. There's a solid dark green one, and I love that one. There's a solid dark blue one, and a solid white one.
So it's
Manspace.
just legit random colours of them.
Well, those were prototypes. They didn't see release.
So he's the only person who knows they exist, basically.
Them and Avon, and then he published it for us all to see, and man was a legend. But he did get fired because I think that counts as espionage, since this is provided for the government. Anyway,
decent breeders.
there are, yes, poor man, like absolute fucking legend, whoever you were. I never got to actually meet you or talk to you. At first I thought he was fucking about because someone sent me a picture out of context of him wearing an S8, which was a transitional experimental mask for optical shit between the S6 and the S10, and it didn't take off.
Later.
It's also a lot squishier than the S10. Like, the S10 is very firm and quite heavy. This is dummy light. This is genuinely light. Is it lighter than GP5? No, it's not lighter than GP5. It's lighter than a GP5 with the filter in it, but that's cheating. So, incredibly lightweight. Wonderful masks if you can get a hold of them for cheap. If you can, I fully recommend that you do. So ask me what that means. And I think that's all I need to touch up on it. So thank you, everyone. We're going to move on to our final item.